Let's freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. Hey, so I'm calling your show, cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door. Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story. So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, and I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light. What up? Willie Johnson. My niece is in here. What up? What up? Shout your city out. Let's go. The phone lines are cracking. I want to hear your perspective tonight. I'm asking y'all, call in early. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Yee yee.
Purity is appealing to guys, meaning again that you didn't hop in and out of bed with everybody. Innocence also means that you haven't been jaded by the world. It's a beautiful thing. It means that you haven't been through a bunch of relationships that left you feeling dark. It means that you don't have a lot of that baggage that you pull from a bad relationship back into the next one. It means that you've had less hurt, less pain, less crying, less stress navigating the ups and downs of life, because you're young and you just haven't been through that stuff yet. And a good guy, a really good guy, will want to spare you some of that stuff. He'll want to come into your life and create something for you, stability and financial and otherwise. And, he'll want to protect you and he'll want to provide for you. So you don't have to go through a lot of the stuff that some modern women do go through in those 20s. That's awful and painful and horrible. So they're trying to get you before all of that. What is bad about that? That seems like a perfectly reasonable human instinct.
Whoa, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Voice of Reason, live on KBLA Talk 1580 in the heart of Leimert Park. This is the place where the most uncomfortable conversations and perspectives take place. And today is no exception to the rule. Yeah, we know what's going on with Diddy. We know there are a lot of men out there that are depraved, perverse, just dusty and grimy. Yeah, we know that. But I want to have the invert of that conversation. And I know people don't want to talk about it. I want to have the inverse of that conversation. Men cheating. Oh, men cheat more than women. Yeah. Men lack integrity when they cheat. Huh? Yeah. I want to have the inverse of that conversation. Right? Because a lot of people play with the mask. They can look innocent. They can look like they're pure. They can express purity. But is purity a reality?
in today's modern dating landscape. 1-800-920-1580. Tonight's topic: the aftermath of the undisciplined flower. Oh, yeah, we know men don't know how to handle their business. And, men are reckless and men will cheat. I've cheated. Yeah. 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 We're reckless, right? What about the reckless women? Are you brave enough to talk about that tonight? This isn't a witch hunt. This is an exploration of an uncomfortable conversation. I'm tired of living in social constructs where certain discussions are off limits. Can we have a real, honest discussion? The aftermath of the undisciplined flower. You know what a flower is. Many women have made the flower, the manufacturer of the flower, a multimillionaire by now. An intriguing look at the sexually undisciplined woman. How does a sexually undisciplined woman manifest in a relationship? Y'all want to have a real conversation? Or I'm asking. I have a daughter, and who she is and how she shows up in her life and in someone else's life matters to me. Let me tell you the topic again: the aftermath of the undisciplined flower. An intriguing look at the sexually undisciplined woman. Everybody want to get quiet now. I know this is going to be quiet. Everybody want to be quiet now. You want real conversation? Do you want to have these conversations? Because that's what the voice of reason is about. The hidden cost of hot girl culture. Reclaiming sacred strength. When black women in hip hop like Meg Thee Stallion, City Girls, or Sexy Red celebrate hypersexuality as empowerment, they might unknowingly feed a dangerous cycle. Behind the viral dances and bold lyrics lies a painful truth. Our brains crave the dopamine rush of the likes and attention, much like addiction, while our bodies carry unresolved generational trauma. Now, I don't know how true this is, but I heard all the girls that sing these types of records have good relationships. They're wifey at home. They're living the stereotypical life, but on the record, they're doing something else. And the youth is exposed to this hyper sexualized content. What do you think the impact of that could be? Tracks like Pound Town or Act Up glorify casual encounters. But science reveals a darker side. Each partner's energy can linger in a woman's womb. 1-800-920-1580. You want to have a real conversation? Yes, Diddy is a monster. Sure. R. Kelly was a monster. Sure. But the rapper YG exposed a vicious double standard. He said he was raped by a woman. But it's a rite of passage for a man when aunties go rogue. What happens? Because he's a man, it's like, you should be happy you got some. We want to have a real conversation? It's not a rite of passage. It's rape, just like if it was the other way around, right? YG, the rapper, just came out and said, he's trying to bring attention to that side of the coin. Again, science reveals a darker side. Each partner's energy can linger in a woman's womb, per Tantra, passing spiritual scars to future daughters. through ancestral DNA. This isn't liberation. It's disconnect from sacred traditions like the Yoruba's yoni rites, where sexuality merges with spiritual discipline. True power isn't performative boldness or trendy labels. It's honoring the resilience of foremothers who turned pain into legacy. Until we trade the hot girl culture, the facade of it, right? We will prevent ourselves from acquiring a deeper understanding of ourselves through healing. Be honest. The question comes up now, are you dancing to a beat and doing the latest dance that actually sells your soul? I want to know. I know this is a tough topic, but that's what the voice of reason is about. The aftermath of the undisciplined flower. They say, oh man, you got your thing out here in the street, man. You throwing it around to everybody. Men, we get labeled with that all the time, right? That man is a dog. He out here in the street slanging it. He just slanging it. Yeah. Does that mean women don't slang it back? Are we going to have a conversation? Why is always one type of villain and then one type of victim? I want to know, how come you uncomfortable with an unconventional victim? Let me tell you something. That's the worst victim to get into it with. Someone who is able to shift back and forth from villain to victim. I want to know. This isn't talking about Cassie or the Diddy trial. What I'm saying is there's a narrative that men are sexually irresponsible. All I'm asking is there a percentage of women who are equally sexually irresponsible? The topic tonight, the aftermath of the undisciplined flower, an intriguing look at the sexually undisciplined woman. We don't want to have that talk? Epigenetic silence, unresolved generational traumas, replaced jargon with relatable metaphors, spiritual STIs, spiritual scars. Clarified cultural concepts, Yoruba's yoni rites, linked to spiritual discipline, maintained urgency. Do you understand? Do you see what's happening? I want to know from you. Can we be honest? Do you know a woman that is sexually irresponsible? We know men. How does that affect intimate relationships? I want to know from you. Hip-hop sexuality and sacred womb sovereignty are modern day women. You guys can call in and share your thoughts. Are you guys good stewards of the yoni? You can say men are not good stewards of their member. You can say that. But in general, this generation, are they good stewards? Ladies, can you call me? Can you talk to me? Can you share your thoughts? Neural plantations, how hip-hop's dopamine economy hijacks Black women's brains. fMRI studies show hip-hop's hypersexual lyrics, ergo, city girls, twerkulator. Oh, like a calculator? Twerkulator, okay. Activates nucleus accumbens, mirroring cocaine neural pathways, according to Anna Limbicki, right? Artists like Sexy Red weaponize trauma reenactment, according to Patrick Carnes, mistaking arousal for agency. W.E.B. Du Bois, double consciousness manifest as code switching between sexual performance and spiritual erasure. I want to know Queen Afua's angry vagina, the concept that she came up with, right? The angry vagina concept links reckless sex to ancestral womb pollution. Are the waters tainted? I'm going to have the conversation. I'm not scared. Andy, are they scared? I think they scared. I'm going to have it. I'm not afraid to have this conversation. Right? Because some people say, why did those people participate? Now, I understand why people stay, because people don't understand the why they stay piece. If you've been traumatized, if you got early childhood issues, CPTSD, insecure attachment styles, there's a million reasons for why a person would stay. We talked about it yesterday, the norm being this pattern. There's a million reasons, right? But what about the people who want to be there? Because that's a piece that we leave out. We act like there's certain people that don't actually want to participate in this. There are some people out there that are willfully irresponsible with their reproductive system, right? Men, you can call out men for that. Anthony Edwards. It's right there. The facts are right there, right? He already had kids at 23. Do you see? Jezebel 2.0. Why black women's hip hop personas update slavery scripts. Lyrics glorifying freakiness, a la Little Kim, Foxy Brown. It's a whole bunch of them. Trina. Correlate with higher rates of sexual objectification in black teens, according to the APA. Anybody who wants to say, oh, Zoe's out here attacking. This is according to the APA. Can women be irresponsible with their genitalia? Just like their male counterparts. When we come forward, the voice of reason will continue to cook. Y'all quiet as hell, I know that. Y'all quiet. Why is everybody quiet? I want to know. Thank you, Question H. But I need sisters to call in. Y'all don't want to talk? Story Junkie. Did you just get in here? Because we having a live radio station, a show right now. Maybe. Question H. Thank you for the Cash App. I appreciate it. Black April said, closed legs don't get fed. Damn. Let's have that conversation. Osio. Hey, it's 60 people in here, only 29 likes. Hit the like button. It's free. Let's go. Please hit the like button. A lot of people, hit the like button. Moose protection. What up, Zoe? What up? What up? What up? Please hit that like button. Tiffany, what up? Keep the likes coming. I see y'all. You could say that, yeah.
What was the study about? Basically, what these two guys did was they brought some really sophisticated statistical models to bear on millions of data points collected in 4 major markets over a 1-month period on a popular dating app. They don't mention what the app is, but based on some of the other features mentioned in the article, I'm led to believe that it's probably Tinder. They also, strangely, didn't include a sample size. However, they do note that the most popular person in that 1-month period received a total of 1,504 messages during that time. And that's just one person in all of New York, Boston, Chicago, and Seattle. So very likely we're talking about millions of data points, which would make the conclusions extremely robust. Now, what the researchers tried to do was to quantify desirability, which it turns out is actually pretty hard to do for a number of reasons. One is that men apparently initiate contact over 80% of the time. So you can't simply use who is being contacted as a metric of who is attractive, as more desirable men receive more responses from women than less desirable men. So what they did is they constructed this really complicated vector analysis that included data on the number and direction of contacts and responses, and basically ranked everybody who used the app during that 1-month period in a given market from least to most attractive. Everybody had a rank. This also allowed them to calculate the desirability gap between contactors and contactees, which in turn was factored in.
Orion Teraband is always cooking. This is a serious topic, right? I asked a legitimate question. We already know that the narrative is out there that men are, many men, not all, some but all, right? Some but all, a great deal of men have been sexually irresponsible. Okay? I said, all things being equal, can the same be said about women? Right? Tonight's topic, right? We're talking about this right now. Can women be sexually irresponsible just as egregious as men are? Can women be that way? The aftermath of the undisciplined flower is social media, is music, right? Is all of that stuff contributing, right, to the undisciplined yoni? An intriguing look at the sexually undisciplined woman. I want to know what people think. We have callers on the line. I'm going to get to them for sure. But I'm interested to hear from ladies tonight because I know as a man, a goofy brother can't kick it with us. If he is doing anything that we feel is beneath the integrity level of our group of brothers, he don't get to kick it. We will let him know in no uncertain terms that he can't be around. As women, do you guys look at a woman who might be sexually irresponsible and be like, yo, nah, we don't? Do you understand what I'm saying? Hip hop, hypersexuality, and sacred womb sovereignty, right? That's what we're talking about tonight. I want to know what you think. Are you down with the Twerkulator record? Is the music promoting Jezebel 2.0? And are the tricks out here Ahab? I want to know. When we come forward, I'm going to the phone lines. Question H, laying it out. Yo, you guys being stingy with the likes, please hit the like button. Listen, also, please support the channel. If you're enjoying the content, if you're enjoying the information, there's a dollar sign down at the bottom of the chat. Just drop a couple of dollars, $2 here, $2, three. We call it twos and fews. Or you can send it directly to my Cash App. My Cash App is $Zoe What Netter. Moderators, please inform new people who come in what the topic is. Let them know what we're talking about tonight. And also remind them of the various ways they can support the channel: liking, sharing, subscribing, super chatting, cash apping. Please just let them know what it is, okay? Well, damn, so what did I say, Tiffany? What'd I do? Tiffany, what did I do? The irony of sexual liberation is that you can still end up in. Come on, S. Montgomery! The topic is in the title, in the description. Yes, it is. Thank you, Nzinga. Oh, y'all know, y'all know the chat better than I do. I see why y'all slow to put it in. Y'all might think these could be like trolls. Is that what it is? What up? What up? Ladies, y'all should be calling in though. Not thought therapy. Hey, y'all gotta call in. Seriously. So all of a sudden, everybody busy. Y'all gotta call in. Jezebel spirit, so true. Tiffany, am I wrong? Am I wrong, Tiffany? Did I say something wrong? Smitty, appreciate your work, brother. Some people don't see what I do as work. Even though I work in radio, I've been in radio since 2006, like real radio. Some people don't think turning on the microphone and talking is a real gig. Some people think being an author of 4 books is not work. No, literally, I get messages from fake accounts. Even some of y'all might get messages from fake accounts. And I'm like, somebody got the time, the energy, and the effort to write out 9 paragraphs worth of stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. I get that all the time. Hey, I hope you guys could hear the playlist because the playlist is crazy right now.
A woman that is not to be played with owns, watch this, number two, she owns her story, her history, her past, her mistakes, she owns it. Because no woman is perfect. I think a lot of times, especially in church culture, when we read about the virtuous woman, we almost read about that woman as though she's perfect and that woman was virginal and just pure as the driven snow. Not the case. Every woman is flawed. Every woman has made a mistake. Every woman has a history. But a woman that's not to be played with is a woman that owns her story.
Ooh, he calling somebody out. Ooh.
It's his story until you own it.
Ooh.
It's his story until you own it. When you own it, it's her story. It's your story. And you're able to dictate the narrative when you own it.
Brother Blakes, is that who that was? Hey, come on, Brother Blakes. Cooking with the rarest grease. But I will say this, on behalf of women, it's hard for them to own their story in a culture, right, that judges, shames, criticizes, demeans. Let's just be honest. So if you were in a culture that basically called you a streetwalker because of your history, then you're setting the women up to not own their story, right? Why am I going to just own my story and then, allow you to disrespect me because of my story, right? So a lot of women will shut it down. Let's just be honest. It goes both ways, Pastor Blake. You wanted to own it without cleaning up the environment. Because in one breath, the church psychologists will say, oh, we need a safe space. But in the other, listen, we got to create a safe environment in America for women to share stories. And I don't know if men are ready. Ooh-wee. That's a whole nother flip to it. But tonight's topic, we got callers from all over the country. I'm about to get them in here. Tonight's topic, man. We know men can be sexually irresponsible, but what about the women? Oh, why do you have to even have this conversation? Because I'm a real one who isn't scared to curate a nuanced discussion about sexuality that goes both ways. Just like the pastor said, ain't no woman sitting up at home perfect, blemishless, not a blemish on her. Right? I'm asking you, what is the aftermath of the undisciplined flower? An intriguing look at the sexually undisciplined woman. You're listening to records from women that are making millions of dollars. I'm asking you, what effect does that have on your child? Your little girl? Huh? Your little boy who grows up thinking, yo, this is the modus operandi. This is the MO of how to holla. This is what they own. Can we have that? Are we building wombs of mass destruction? The epigenetics of slut shaming. Bruce Lipton's research on transgenerational trauma encoded in the mitochondrial DNA says maybe so. Janet Helm's racial identity stages show how internalized misogyny morphs into digital Jezebels. What we own? Y'all don't want to talk about it? Sex lies and algorithms. How social media hacks the feminine mystique. Huh? Do y'all really want to talk about it? Is it still divine feminine? Is it? What about the black succubus reclaiming the womb from porn-filled patriarchy. Korotkov, imaging of aura. You guys know about this, where you could take a picture of your aura. Shows that there's a depletion in your aura via casual sex and orgasms, multiple orgasms all the time. Your aura depletes, right? John Bowlby's disorganized attachment in women seeking toxic mirroring online. Nietzsche's will to power inverted, how submission becomes a form of rebellion. We out here. What about thought therapy? Diagnosing the epidemic of spiritual anorexia in black women. Listen, I want to have a real discussion. Studies linking hypersexuality to vagus nerve dysregulation. We're talking about polyvagal theory here. Avoidant attachment as a trauma response, masking terror of sacred intimacy. Yes, intimacy is scary for the avoidance, we know. Eric Fromm, fear of freedom in women prioritizing familiar pain over unknown peace. Oh, man. Queen Afua's angry vagina model. How unhealed wombs reject their divine inheritance. Do you understand what's happening? Tonight's topic. Listen, you can't just be into hoodoo and Ifa and Christianity and then at the same time not do any self-work. All religions should lead you back to self-work. If you're not doing the self-work, you just practicing. You're not in the game. You get in the game when you take aim at the wounds within you. I know people, listen, hoodoo harlots or holistic healers? The occult economics of OnlyFans. Studies on dopamine dependence and the hedonic treadmill of pay-per-view sex work. Fromm's escape from freedom. Listen, man. You trying to tell me men are the only ones out here irresponsible, right? With their reproductive organs? Is that what you saying? Why y'all so quiet? For this to be the number 2 city in America, why are you quiet? Because you got a hellraiser on the radio who gonna come in here and yank you by your coattails, gonna yank your mask off. Yeah, it's easy to say men ain't nothing. Men are dogs. What are y'all? Huh? When we come forward, we go into the phone lines. It's about to get crazy. Let's go.
Got you confused.
All dogs go to heaven.
This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no nonsense wisdom.
Yo, it's hot up in here.
That actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask.
Women nasty too.
You're inside the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 15. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The
For me to
JCOD
be
support center is
hoe?
now
What?
taking calls at 1-833-LA Stop Shop for re-entry issues and court support.
What,
They
Mimi,
offer
what'd
court
you say?
reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD Hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time.
No, I didn't know.
Well,
I
what if
I
you
still
recruit
don't know.
qualified candidates for
Mimi,
your
why don't
job
you just
the
call
very
in and
next
you
day?
tell me?
Now you can with
I'll
Zip
listen.
Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at
So gonna have
ZipRecruiter.com/free.
people ready to. No, I'm
ZipIntro
not.
is super easy to use.
I want
You simply
people
pick a
ready
time,
to
and it does
think.
all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day.
I like
Best
that
of
most
all,
of us
it's
call
free.
in. Maybe women are responding to how men behave.
This exclusive web address.
I like that.
ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/free.
And the playlist is dumb as hell right now.
Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out.
All right, I'm coming to the phone lines.
What do you do when thousands have you plead guilty whether you are or not? Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it or fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hey, don't be afraid to hit the super chat. Support the channel. You could also support my Cash App. Either way.
ధ్యానం చేయలేకపోతున్నాను స్వామి ఐ యామ్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు మెడిటేట్ ఒక క్షణమైన కూడా మనసు నిలిచలేకపోతుండాలి మైండ్ ఇస్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు కాన్సంట్రేట్ ఫర్ మనసు నిలిచడానికి ధ్యానం కాదు నీకు కావాల్సింది ఇస్ నాట్ ద మెడిటేషన్ దట్స్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ దేహాన్ని కట్టివేస్తున్నావే కానీ in fact you are controlling the body మనసును కట్టివేస్తున్నావా you are not able to control the mind మొట్టమొదట మనసును కంట్రోల్ చేయాలి first control your mind ఇది ఎట్లా కంట్రోల్ అవుతుంది how can you control ప్రేమ ద్వారా కంట్రోల్ అవుతుంది you can control your mind through love only ప్రేమ ఉండినప్పుడు నీకు ఏ క్రోధము రాదు when one there's love there's no anger ద్వేషము రాదు nothing whatsoever ఏ డౌట్స్ రాదు no doubts at all ప్రేమ ఉన్నటువంటి వాడు నీవు ద్వేషిని కూడా ప్రేమిస్తావు when once you have got love you'll be able to love your enemy too అక్కడ enemy there's nothing like enemy or a friend. Only one.
Oh, that's so powerful. Listen, you jump right out of Meg Thee Stallion. Meg Thee Stallion and others, no disrespect. Listen, man, no disrespect. The girl is a college graduate, man. You got to give her love. She's educated. I get it. But the content is Players Club on wax. Right? That's just what it is. Okay? What is that content doing to little girls who look up to Meg Thee Stallion? Do you understand what I'm saying? The human mind is an association making machine. If Meg the Stallion looks like a superhero to a little girl, she's brought the strip club to wax. Nobody, can we have a real conversation? Is that kind of music, what is it, WAP? And we know what WAP stands for, her and Cardi B, right? Okay. Is it promoting irresponsibility amongst women? We got callers on the line. Let's get them in here. I want to know. We know men are sexually irresponsible. We're the cheaters. We're the dogs. We're the hot messes, right? John, Mountain View, Hawaii, get in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Oh, this topic gonna hurt. Okay, let me try and be brief, because again, there's enough evidence, yes, in the pool that says men are responsible. Truly. The oldest game in the book got something to do with prostitution, but it takes two men on that one woman to even make that possible. Yes, we get it. But for it to be what it was from the strip clubs and all that, which was always underground and kept under wraps, now which is full blown for everybody to see. And the AIDS epidemic that goes along with it, and something that I posted even on my Instagram. Y'all want to opt out of Father's Day because of it?
Ooh. Whoa. I'm listening.
I'm not saying that it's always a woman's fault or it's a man's fault. We're both complicit in the whole organics.
There we go. Yeah, I'm listening. There we go. I hear you. Keep going. You cooking. Keep going.
Man gets on top. And that's the way it happens. So again, ma'am, do you want to be seen differently or not?
What about just being respected?
Who's respecting who when shame and guilt is something that can't be used anymore?
Ooh, you want to use shame and guilt, brother?
Well, again, it was shame that kept prostitutes on the street. It was shame that kept church women from not being the same as the prostitute. Now shame is no longer used and we got everything running rampant. I'm not saying we need to go back to shame, but there needs to be a tool used to bring y'all back to the point that even you would respect yourself, ma'am.
Why not just teach self-respect and self-love from the beginning? I think shame, listen to what, help me with this, Pastor. Help me. See, I think shame is the byproduct of a parent who lacked presence, who didn't tap in and wasn't emotionally attuned to that child. So in order to get that child back on track, they had to shame them. They had to guilt them. See, we thought that those were tools that were good, that kept us on the straight and narrow. But I believe those tools are secondary tools because parents lack the primary tool of presence and connection, which leads to secure attachment. Now I got to get in my shame bag. Do you see what I'm saying?
And now as a parent, sir, we're not raising these kids no more. And we know we started this whole madness without the blueprint.
Without the blueprint. Yes, I agree. I agree.
So let's start where we're at, sir.
No. Let's go back and backtrack.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. Go back, backtrack, uncover what was missed. We gotta go back and discover, this is my origin, this is where I came from, this is how this developed within me, this particular wound, that particular.
Sir,
yes.
Hold it. We already started that at a movie called Sinners, and you got Christians and people of the diaspora arguing over the fact of where it began.
That's true. You right. When you right, Pastor.
Over this madness. The whole point is, yes, deeper. We need to look.
Wait, stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. We're going back to why the phone lines are on fire. Stay with us, callers. We about to cook. Ooh, perhaps promiscuity is just dopamine. Hey, we got it lit tonight. Book of Thoughts by Truemonger is crazy. Book of Thoughts is crazy. Luke, hey, Dr. J, we in here wilding right now. Hey, ladies, what do you guys think of my playlist? Brothers, let me know. What y'all think of the playlist? The music part is great. Who else did we play? We played Glorilla, and we played Meg so far.
If your relationship is in trouble,
oh, and Sexy Red.
Let your soulmate become your cellmate. Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a bad person.
Playlist is alright.
Trust me, this gonna be crazy. How about the heavy stuff? The child wasn't here, and you still had to pay child support. It's a very heated topic. Oh, is that right? Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
This gonna be way up there.
You told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed. Hit you with a bad sex routine. How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches the nip.
Why can't you open up, brother? I'm a karate man. Karate man on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses. Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
So William, reason and accountability. The voice of reason.
One of the most painful aspects of becoming aware of self-abandonment or other patterns that fuel self-hate and internal lack is the deep shame that might come with this realization. I have made a video about shame before, but I think it's important to speak about it in this context. Let's start by differentiating between shame and guilt before we continue. While both of them are linked to a consciousness of some wrongdoing, whether real or perceived, shame is rooted in the belief that you, as a human being, are fundamentally wrong. Like your very essence is flawed, it attacks your sense of self. Guilt, on the other hand, arises when we recognize that we've acted against our own values. And it's typically connected to specific actions and behaviors. It can be quite useful. Honestly, it's rarely ever damning. All you have to do to get rid of guilt is to correct what has been done where possible and set up structures to ensure that you never do it again. The cure for guilt is changed behavior. Simple. But shame is a different beast. If you don't handle it properly, it will keep you imprisoned and stagnant. I think the first step to effectively dealing with this kind of shame is to cognitively recognize that it is a now noticeable expression of the loathing, anger, repression, or pain that you've always held inside. But the good news is, nobody is born with these kinds of feelings and thoughts about themselves. There is an origin. These are learned responses to experiences, and because they are learned, they can also be unlearned. When we think about the things we may have done or allowed, or even the things that were done to us, that sinking feeling of worthlessness or, oh my God, I hate myself, it's just not a proportionate reaction to whatever has happened. Imagine someone who grew up in an environment where their emotional needs were always dismissed. Naturally, they will begin to internalize the belief that their emotions aren't valid. So, when we make a mistake today, or even in the past, when they think about the mistakes they made, their immediate response will most likely be something like, I can't do anything right, which is a straight attack on their personhood. But that reaction in reality is not connected to the event itself. It's a response to years of suppression. And this is the key.
Man, hour number 2, and we're just getting started. It's a deep topic, and it's based on the idea that sexual irresponsibility is bidirectional as it pertains to genders, right? Because oftentimes the narrative is shaped, men are the more irresponsible, and statistically it may, pan out to be so, but that doesn't give us the right to not address the other side of the coin. Women are sexually irresponsible as well. We just don't talk about it. And tonight, we're talking about it, and I think it's good. We got callers from all over the country. I want to get my brother, of course, Mr. Gilbreth, John Gilbreth, from Mountain View, Hawaii, back in here to get the rest of his thought because he was cooking. Go ahead, good brother. You see that clip fit right in there. She was talking about shame.
Okay, we got the shame part out the game. But at the same time, can you explain to me what's going on with the AIDS epidemic that's going on? No shame there either.
Should we shame them out of AIDS? Was AIDS... I'm just saying, can we shame AIDS away?
Apparently not, because as we continue to go down the rabbit hole of AIDS, and yet everybody says it's the man's responsibility for it all being as a part of our lives today, why is it that the black heterosexual is the lowest on the totem pole, and who's at the highest?
Who's at the highest?
And it's not a gay man.
Go ahead, tell us. Who's at the highest? Go ahead, say it.
Women.
But
Black women.
But a doctor might argue, and I'm not a doctor.
Well,
but a doctor might argue.
The doctors could argue, but when the CDC puts out this information, and you can check it by state.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. What a doctor might say, because I've had these conversations before, a doctor might say men carry a lot of things and deposit them into women. HPV, men are the carriers of HPV. A lot of times it's men transmitting things to women, sir. It's not the other way around a lot of times, buddy. So are you saying women have AIDS and are giving it to heterosexual men?
No, I'm saying they're taking the charge after it's been inserted, sir.
Ooh, taking the
Just
charge.
like
That's terrible.
Good idea that's been given to them.
That's terrible.
Like any good thing that's been given to them. If they're supposed to be the multipliers of whatever we give them. Let's talk heavy.
I'm with you.
We give them the pimp games that they be the prostitutes in.
Ooh. Whoa.
We give them the AIDS that they now have more women that are affected by it and continuing.
I'm listening.
This is what I'm trying to say.
I'm listening. Come on.
It's a heavy subject. It's a heavy topic, and I actually want to hear somebody else's voice. But
well, guess what though?
this one hurts. This one truly hurts because this is where my heart, my prayers go out to.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the reason why I don't have. This is the reason why I haven't had sex in 7 years.
Oh. Man, what? Hold
Yeah,
on.
I said it.
Hold
and
on.
I got a clean bill of health. You want to check my doggone last blood work?
Nah, brother. Listen, we got to celebrate you for that. I'm going to need that Price is Right. Let's go. John Gilbreth. You're the next contestant on The Voice of Reason. My brother, come on down. Listen, this brother is an eligible bachelor with a clean bill of health. Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Mountain View, Hawaii. Man, come on in here. John, I'm with you. This is good. This is something to be celebrated. Now, what would you do, John, if that special lady came into your life? Would you be willing to give up your celibacy?
Let's just say we're not just going as deep as your cervix, ma'am. We must go deeper.
Now that's some discipline. And Nikki just said it. That is some discipline for you right there. John Gilbreth. Again, a lot of men get looked at as we get labeled, we get categorized as we lack discipline. There are a lot of men out there with, some resolute discipline for sure. Who? 50 Omarion?
Well, I'm trying to not be the standard that everybody looks at as the failure. Somebody's got to stand up and prove to the rest of the world that ain't it and that ain't all of it.
Why you think we just celebrated you and you didn't even enjoy it? Come on. We celebrated you because of your example.
There's work to do, sir. There's plenty of freaking work, not just my own.
All right, I'll give you that. But next time I celebrate you, man, come on, just say, all right, Joe, thank you, man. We celebrating you because that's a win.
Sir, hold it. Did I or did I not have to on your show? So you raised your head when somebody gave you the same compliment.
You did. So touche. Tapped in just said, you are winning, sir. We all acknowledging this, man. This is good cooking right now.
I know.
All right, John, guess what you just did, fam?
Views in the house. Love you all. Get right or get left.
Yes, sir. We appreciate that. We love it. We got callers on the line, and it's all sisters. So we're about to get it. We about to get it. Let's go. Cali Soul, Denver, Colorado. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
First of all, honors to Brother John Gilbert II. I think that brother is part of the 2% that holds the balance. Or did you say
the 2%?
About that before, where there's a 2% of the population that hold the balance of the vibration of 1,000.
Oh, I see. You're using the Dr. David Hawkins consciousness grid. Yeah.
Yeah, on the consciousness grid, it says that the average person is vibrating at 200. And, on that sexual side of the game, Brother John Gilbreth is a part of the 2% that's holding that 1,000 vibration.
That's counterbalancing the rest of the planet. I got you.
Counterbalancing the rest of the
So your thoughts?
And, so I don't know if you've played her yet, but You Should Come Through.
That's the name of the record, You Should Come Through?
Oh, it's like, You Should Come Through Tonight. I only kick it with a tight crew who won't tell. because they're trying to live their best life too.
Ooh.
On the low, in a remote location, hit me on the phone. I'll
Mm.
be waiting.
Oh, what is this woman speak? Is this womanese? I don't know. Is she talking?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like, and what's crazy is hers is real quick with it, right? She ain't out there like Meg and Cardi and Doja and
Right.
Mulatto.
Right.
Mulatto.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
hers is a little bit slicker. But today, what I see with the entertainment industry is they playing 3-card Molly.
Mm.
We're not playing for money. It's our souls that are on the line.
Right. Right. Right.
They pull whatever vampire from the community that's willing to cannibalize the community and eat off of them, feed off of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not about to be living that life. I'm going to sell it to you, though, and make millions.
Interesting.
It's sorcery. And I also see it as a trauma response, because when you think about it as a young person, before you have the illusion of having your heart broken, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're innocent. You go out there and you love with reckless abandon.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you experience quote-unquote heartbreak, which is really impossible, but on a spiritual level, they consider, an emotional level, they consider themselves to experience heartbreak. That's what starts to turn the heart. And then also, as women, we're incubators, like Brother John was saying, like, and I think you were saying, you know, y'all are the givers, we're the receivers. So if we're taking a little residue of your spirit every time, you know, we with a new partner or whatever, is it a possibility that we're demon possessed?
Ooh. You saying if he's unhealed and you let him in, it's sinners all over again. Don't give him an invite. Don't let him in.
You let him in. Come on up in here. You should come through tonight.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
And it is a trauma response. When I think back in the day, like you think of that movie Fences with Viola Davis and Wesley, Denzel Washington, I'm sorry. And, you know, like, as a community, black women, I can't speak for other communities, but for us, we've pushed through a lot of pain, cheating and infidelity, other families.
Right.
Other families living right across the street or right across the train tracks. And folks push through that. Well, if you're saying that generational trauma is passed down through the seed, then if your mama dealt with infidelity and crushed and dealt with that from your daddy, put that anger in you, then yeah, if you don't know how to direct your feelings, what you're experiencing, what you're seeing, what you're feeling in your spirit, and that you get triggered because it happens to you, then yeah, in this lifetime, you might turn into a IG vixen.
Ooh.
It's a trauma response. They're angry. It's anger and rage, and it's being acted out. We used to journal, you know, as young women, young men. We grew up journaling. 80s and 90s, 70s, 80s, we journal. These babies ain't journaling no more. All that feeling is going straight to the gram, straight to TikTok. They don't know how to channel it no more. Haven't been taught to write your emotions out and go back and read it and look at yourself.
Callie, you
something different.
Callie, how do we heal? How do we flip it around? Like, the music industry goes where the money is, and if that type of debauchery or, you know, lewdness is selling, they're not going to change the model. Right?
Entertainment period, though. Look at the Housewives franchise.
Right.
Me and my friends ain't acting like that.
Right.
There ain't no benefit in gathering some sisters to tear them down. That's not how we moving.
Right.
But that's what they're selling, and folks are entertained by it. And if you ain't got enough sense as a young person and your family's letting entertainment raise you, then that becomes your teacher.
Right.
That's who you emulate in.
Right.
So how do we heal? What can they say? Turn the TV off.
Turn the TV off. I love it. Guess what you just did, sweetheart?
By Denver in the building.
Denver. We gonna play that record by her. What is it again?
Come through by her.
Come through by her. Okay. We appreciate the call. Listen, if you want to bring your city in the building, you know the routine. All you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580 when we come forward. We going to be in Florida for a minute when we come forward. We got two Floridians on the line. We're going to talk to them. I like that, Nikki. No, you got wisdom for this topic, though, for sure. Hey, I appreciate everybody for being in here. Everybody hitting the like button. I appreciate it. King Joseph, what are your thoughts on the topic, King Joseph? It's in the description, dog. The title is in the description. Block that fool.
Most of us are pursuing pleasure and are forbidden various forms of images. Such a mind is obviously not free and therefore not chaste. And chastity is essential because otherwise we are just caught in a trap of our own image making. That's all.
So the great Krishnamurti is saying chastity is essential. Otherwise, we are caught in a trap that the image of ourselves creates. That's a very interesting take. Chastity. Well, what type of chastity, Murti? How must we be chaste? Right? Discipline, right? Is it sexual discipline? Is it emotional discipline? Is it the discipline of thought? The Krishnamurti would say thought is the enemy. The psychological past, thought being a reflex of memory, reliving things. And that becomes the motivation for the construction of a mask so people can see us as we envision ourselves to be, while at the same time rejecting who we are actually. And this causes us to do all types of things. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you were doing something that you knew wasn't right? And of course, we're on, terrestrial radio. I can't really. You found yourself in a situation where you was doing something where it wasn't right, but you went with it, even though internally you're like, nah, wow, I'm here. Oh, well. Irresponsibility isn't a gender thing. It's not just, men. Women do it too. And we're getting into it tonight. Womb at war. Wombs at war. How hypersexuality corrupts the intergenerational transmission of wisdom. Here's your empirical insight. Yehuda's epigenetic research on Holocaust survivors and the transgenerational PTSD in their children. Right? Basically, when you go through something, it gets passed down genetically. That's all they're saying. Epigenetic research. Our people been through something, and some sexual devastation, some abuse, right? So it gets passed down to the kids. You think it's not manifesting in your relationships, in your sexual relationships? It's very interesting. We got callers on the line, and they're all sisters, and I want to get them in here. Let's get them in here. Let's talk. Nzinga, Pensacola, Florida, in the building. You've been on the longest. What are your thoughts about tonight's topic? Hey, your thoughts? Are we going too far? What are your thoughts on tonight?
Oh, no, everybody's entitled to, feel how they feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I called to say how I feel.
Okay.
I would say when your heart is attached to your private part, sometimes you might be a little undisciplined. And, speaking as a woman, there's a second heartbeat sometimes, especially when you like somebody. So if it's attached to that, I can see, there is some irresponsibility with who you're being sexual with. But, I think I had wrote that down. He said it, though, sometimes it may be a response to men's behavior. Because there's a lot of talk about content creators, but subscribers are only talked about in passing.
Keep going. Yes.
So you were saying men, they're loose, or, they slang it. We can even call them a male garden tool, but we don't. We just call them gigolos. But it doesn't invoke the same feeling when you call her a woman, when you talk about her body count. It's not the same connotation. It doesn't hold the same weight. And if you want empirical evidence, this is why a woman can never have a threesome or menage a trois. She has a train run on her. So, it's just, I think there are different rules for men and women. some may say, oh, no, that's not true, but there's billions of people in the world, I think sometimes we're online so much and we see this small percentage that we think it's gospel, but a lot of times it's not.
It's not. I hear it. Don't go nowhere. Stay right there. Don't go nowhere, because Nzinga, you cooking. I want you to continue your thought. When we come forward, we going back to Pensacola. She cooking. So women don't have menage a trois. They get ran a train on, though, right? Okay. So how about this? Don't no woman want no man that don't have other women. Is that perpetuation on their end too? Y'all hear Andy in here? Andy calling y'all to the floor right now. I'm just curious about that aspect, because I heard it from a lot of women. If you're a dude and you're not getting no play, they're looking at you like, what's wrong with him? Exactly. So you want the dude that got a lot of women. Or what if I said I was celibate? Do you want me? Curious. Andy in here. Andy in here talking. Callie said, nah, Andy. Callie said, nah, Andy. Hey, Reverend Ratchet, get in here. Hey, Callie said, she come here. She in the chat. What's she saying? She said, nah, Andy. She in the chat. She said, wait, I'm missing. It's moving so fast now. Let me get this phone. Your homie online too. Who? Beverly Hills. Nah, nah, cuz. You can stay on the hole, you feel me? Yeah, nah. I can't. He need to stick to engineering tonight, babe. Andy, go to your room. Yeah. Go to your room is diabolical. Andy, go to your room. What you talking about? That's comedy. To piggyback on my statements, I also think, as a woman, if you own your freakiness,
there's a certain level of respect that I think that a man will have for that woman because she owns her freakiness. Like, nigga,
They listening.
That's cool. They probably like, nigga, I fuck you. You know what I'm saying? You be like, oh, really? And then for whatever reason, generally speaking, we know that they're hoes, right? But it's like a respectable hoe as opposed to that nurse.
So you saying a woman who claims her hoitude,
Yes.
her hoetry,
Yes.
is more respectable than a woman who hides her hoetry?
Absolutely. 100%. There's a certain level of respect. That woman doesn't get ran a train on. You feel me? She's having threesomes.
They laughing at me because of the way I'm framing it.
I know. And if there is a train ran on her, she accepts that.
This is what I wanted, a train. I wanted an Amtrak, and I'm in the game.
Bada bing, bada boom.
What?
And there's a level of respect right there.
I's a respectable hoe. All my hoes is respect. Zoe always skip over my comments. You still my dude, though. Hey, get that lick. Okay, Lazarus, that's how you get blocked. It's all good, though, my dog. But I don't purposely skip over people's comments. Don't let your heart get wounded, sir. Don't let your heart get wounded, okay? Respectable gardening tool, eh?
Not only tenants, but they're real estate agents. They're always looking for a place to stay, and they're also trading. So basically, if I'm full of demons and I go out here and I haven't gotten deliverance and I'm sleeping with this man, the demons I got now have access to him. The demons he got now have access to me, so then they can trade. So now what's in him can still access me even after we break up. And then when he goes to sleep with somebody else, what was in me can access her through him. So it becomes, I hate to say it, a demonic orgy.
Wow. Who was that lady? She came. Tiffany Buckner came. Buck. She was popping. And she gone. I can't play it again, huh? I gotta hear that one more time. My goodness, Tiffany Buckner. Whoo-wee. She came with the fire. We don't have it. If we don't have it, that's fine. Because we got so many callers. I want to get them. All right. We're going back to Pensacola, Florida for Nzinga. Nzinga, please get in here. Do you agree? Did you agree with Tiffany?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Sometimes people treat each other like a Greyhound bus station. Just dropping,
wow.
Picking up and dropping off. So you got to be more careful.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to say that I don't think shame has went anywhere. It's just a new form. Comes in the form of podcasts.
Say more.
Women are still shamed. Empirical evidence, conversations about body count.
Right.
A man can have 13 kids, and he still has all the value. A woman might have a kid, y'all say Pookie Rary, but y'all act like Steve with the NBA don't cut up.
Right.
That's another
right.
conversation because I don't want to play that game. But I do think, as far as music, Trumonger brought it up in the chat, like Lucille Bodkin, Bessie Smith, Ma Rainey. they had no flow. They had no style. So they just said things. And y'all think Sexy Red is that she can't touch these ladies. When Billy Bradley came along, she was a little more, she had a little more style with it. But music like this has been around forever. I don't know what the epoch was that changed it. I don't know what happened. But
I'm gonna give you a perfect example. You stay with me. Don't go anywhere. Andy, grab this record. This is it. This is my hip hop. Grab Dear Yvette, LL Cool J. And I'm not using this as a golden standard. To me, this was musical and lyrical shaming. Play it. Yo, Yvette. Bring it back. Right? And let me just say this. There's another record. This is how hip hop sounded. That's right. They made Shoop. But see, this is what I'm trying to say by giving you this example. I think one is empowering to a degree, right? I think the Salt and Pepper records and Let's Talk About Sex, I think these are, you know what I'm saying? I think these are empowering records to a degree if they are interpreted correctly. Remember, all of this is art. So if they're interpreted correctly, yes, you can say, let's talk about sex and let's talk about how it makes me feel. Great, that, independence, all of that. But none of that stuff trumps the inner work that should be done. And if it isn't done, could lead to the misinterpretation of the meaning of the record. So the records on the other side, I played the LL Dear Yvette. That's a shame record. Like, I'm shaming you for being out there like that. That's the hip hop my generation came in. Here's another one. Play Run DMC, Dumb Girl. This is literally the same song. But again, this is where we were coming from. And this is how we thought we were empowering women. Check it. Jay-Z, because I got up my C's and you know about his thing that all hit babies. You just want to ride, get inside, and run around town like Bonnie and Clyde. Jay-Z don't show making. Now they calling her dumb for gold digging. That's shaming. This is what we were on. This is what John Gilbreth means when he says shame got to come back. And I'm saying, who? No. Right.
If you pass around things to people, but it's personally not for me, personal.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
What I'm saying is, and I think you're kind of missing the point of what I'm presenting. What I'm saying is hip hop has evolved, right? We had moments where there was consciousness. Lauryn Hill represented consciousness, right? And even there were some other MCs that represented consciousness, but also were a little misogynistic in their presentation of it. I'm trying to balance it all out here. What I'm saying is, now we're in a generation where the music is debaucherous and it has no redeeming quality, both on the male side and the female side. Don't make me play Future. I mean, Future got a gang of terrible things to say. Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm saying this music, this culture, the Future want to be like Puff. That's what this music represents. Like, oh, Puff was at the top of the top. I'm not saying Future did anything like Puff. What I'm saying is Puff represented the top of the top. Him, Jay, Kanye, and what are they talking about? Do you see what I'm saying? I'm saying we might lose a generation of girls to this music. And women are a little different than men, I think. Listen, was it you who just told me about the, what's the record we played? Was it NSYNC who told us to go get the, what was her name? The Her record. Was it you? No, it was Cali Soul.
Yeah, that was Cali Soul.
See, women got secret codes to each other in their music. Men, we just rapping. We rapping, talking crazy. We got secret codes about dissing and talking crazy. We might even be talking about stupid stuff like murders. And this is why a lot of those other rappers, their lyrics got put on trial. They like, bring the lyrics in here. But y'all, as a community, the women be talking to each other. It be the plan of action. Am I lying, Nzinga? Yeah. Y'all be coded up with each other, and it goes across socioeconomic lines. Let's be honest. It ain't just, oh, that's them girls over there. Y'all be talking to the whole constituency. I'm not playing, am I? Nzinga, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling in. Guess what you just did? Pensacola is in the building. When we come forward, we going to Jacksonville, Florida. It's going down.
Some straight talk.
So you know somebody named Victoria Francis?
The unfiltered truth about
Who's
love.
Talking about, hey, this is your
and
niece,
everything in
Alicia.
between. He breaks down.
I know Alicia.
I'm on my wife's page.
Wisdom
We watch
and
it every
practical
day all the way
advice
out here
that
in
actually
Charlotte, North
works.
Carolina.
That's my niece.
Questions you're
Yeah.
afraid to ask, and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the voice
Alicia,
of with Phil Williams
that's my niece.
on KBLA Talk 1580.
Girls is players too.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do
Yo,
list?
this show
Now's the
lit.
time to add it. A friend recently told me that
Y'all can't tell me. This show crazy. Women are writing their own lyrics too now. You better believe it. Saying what need to be said. On God, cut. Yeah, that's Benzino's daughter. Truemonger said they rather sell it on wax than sell it for real. I'd be so late. Hey. Hey, we got the most reckless crew in the world. What men want with a tired box anyway? Hey, and this show flew too. Quick. That's vulgar, literally means commoner. It means the masses of unlearned animals, the population, which is common. Anything that is popular is common. That's what vulgarity actually means. From the Latin vulgus, which means vulgar, which means common, basic. 100% correct.
We have to stop glamorizing promiscuity. And so many people are like, how do we get here? How do we get here? This is how we got here. This is exactly how we got here, is sending these narratives, like promoting these narratives that says, yeah, you know, having one night stands is so fun. It's so cool. I feel so free. I feel so empowered. No, it's not. It really isn't. And it is what we call a luxury belief. And you have to be a critical thinker to understand what that even means, right? There is such a thing as a luxury belief. What does that mean? That means people out here are selling you something and telling you to do something that they're not doing. They're telling you to do something that they're not even doing.
Sounds like contradiction to me. Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR's been on fire all night. We got to get these callers in here right now. Mimi, Jacksonville, Florida. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
My thoughts. I think that it is still more socially acceptable for men to be garden tools. I think in my generation, Generation X, my mom and my dad, the women in my life mostly said, you know, a man can do whatever he wants to do. He can get out there and hump anything and anyone in front of everybody. When he gets up, he's still going to be a man. But if you do that, you're not going to be a woman anymore. You're going to be a tramp, a whore to society.
Shamed by society, yes.
Shamed by society, and it's still going on, and people can say whatever they want to say, but it still holds true.
And I agree. I agree. But do you find the content of the music shameful?
I mean, yeah. But promiscuity has been going on since the beginning of time. And
but no, we don't want you to justify it. We want you to just sit with the reality of it.
Yeah. I mean, it enhances it enhances everything. I mean, people are emulating celebrities. They want to be like Cardi B.
They want to be like Jennifer Lopez or whatever they think Jennifer Lopez is doing, or whoever she's doing, or Sexy Red. And people forget, you know, you have the real person, and then you have the entertainer. You have the real them, and then you have the persona.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree.
There's reality, and then there is fantasy.
Do you like the City Girls music?
I'm going to tell you what, though. I'm going to tell you what. I know who the City Girls are, but those girls, they're not my thing. But I get what they're doing because it's a persona. You know, nobody knows who they really are except for their friends and family. It's a persona.
Right.
I mean, I don't think they're whores.
So
I don't think any of them are whores.
So wait.
I think it's a persona.
Do you remember when NWA was popping? Let me get that straight out of Compton instrumental. Do you remember when NWA was popping? They were having all these hearings, the legislative meetings. They had to put the parental advisory label on records. They said, this is corrupting society. None of this is happening. But Luther Campbell, none of this is happening right now.
Yeah, because everything's evolved. That was 40 years ago.
Or devolved.
Okay, that too. I mean, the biggest thing on the news is a man having all kinds of crazy stuff.
I love it. Hey, you remember this record though? Come on, turn it up, Andy. Straight out of Compton. Hey, guess what you just did?
We're not going to talk about Dr. Dre at all. Okay, yeah. I brought Jacksonville, Florida.
We love you. We just getting late. It's got another caller. That's all. We got other callers. We late, and I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling in. Let me move quickly. Sean from Oakland, California. Sean, what are your thoughts? We're almost at the end of it, brother. Sean, are you there? We lost Sean.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. Come on, Sean. You right at the tail end, man.
I'm going to do it. My thing is, in our chaos that we're going through right now, make sure in your relationships that you are focused on happy endings. Happy endings, people. I'm a baseball guy, so I'm trying to improve my numbers. Everyone's doing numbers nowadays. You know, everyone's doing statistics. So, yeah, like a baseball guy. So how about improve your happy endings from 2.5 a week to 3.0? You know how you do that? Do the dishes. Do the laundry. Do something for your better half that they're going to go, yes, sir, thank you. And that's what you do. Be a good person and love everyone around you, and you get more happy endings.
Man, I appreciate the call. And guess what you just did?
What?
You brought Oakland, California in the building. We appreciate it. The sexually undisciplined woman often finds herself caught in a labyrinth of inherited trauma and societal deception where liberation masquerades as self-betrayal. Apply this to what's going on right now in the media, all over the media. Tonight's topic, we tried to challenge the zeitgeist of sexual empowerment, arguing that modernity what modernity frames as freedom often conceals a deeper spiritual and psychological warfare, one rooted in the abandonment of intimacy, awareness, and sacred connection. I don't know if y'all listening. Abandonment and sacred connection? What? The war between communion and exploitation. True intimacy begins not with others, but within the caverns of ourselves. Queen Afua's Sacred Woman posits that self-intimacy demands confronting ancestral womb trauma, generational grief encoded in mitochondrial DNA. Yet many Black women, per Naya Love's Self-Love for Black Women's book, engage in situationships as trauma responses, mistaking transactional sex for empowerment. Listen, I started the conversation, as I always do, It's up to you to finish it. The voice of reason will be back in here tomorrow with another slapper. You already know how we do. Great work, y'all. Great work. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Great, great, great work. Andy, that show got up out of here, boy. With the quickness. That's how it be. I see you tomorrow, dog. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. He says, "Oh, go play this playlist in the car." Wrong. All right, y'all. I'm out. Deuces.